Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 12 of my Ruthless SSF run, the Settlers League. Starting things off a little differently today because I made a horrible mistake. Yesterday I had a doctor's appointment and I was halfway done editing a video, so I left it all up and I went to the doctor's appointment and there was a thunderstorm while we were gone and we lost power. So I lost a ton of stuff, which is very depressing. But let me give you the highlights. We have completely finished every non-unique map. I finished my last one, which is fantastic. I got a little bit more currency, but more importantly, this happened. We have a 6-link lion's eye vision. I am so sorry we lost that. At the time, I think it was like I had 27 or 28 fusings. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 fusings, but it was literally less than like 10. So pretty insane. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I have a few options, or sorry, a few plans for it right now, but it's all going to come down to what I find. But again, I am so sorry. I am very sad. There was so much that happened yesterday. To be honest with you, I probably don't even remember everything that happened. So I don't know. Anyway, really sorry about that, and hope you enjoy the video. So I spent most of my time alternating between my Brand Hierophant and my Saboteur Fire Trapper. Both of the characters play very differently, so it's very nice just to switch between them. Took out another Pilot Lord, the fight was incredibly easy, and I got a pretty nice quiver. It's not like an endgame quiver by any stretch of the imagination, but it's really good for leveling. I finished my shipping station. I did not realize it only went to level 6. I probably would have upgraded it sooner, but I'm pretty happy with the order I went in. Maxing out food first, really, or my farms first, really let me stockpile food. I got a Black Knight fight, which was my first one. And I'm going to tell you right now, that guy does a lot of damage. I did a ton of damage to him. The fight didn't take very long. But there was quite a few mechanics where if I just stood there and didn't move, I would die very quickly. I found an absolutely incredible helmlet. This thing's going to give me like 800 and something armor once I quality it. And if I get an Exalted Orb, I'm definitely going to slam it. I don't really have a character to use it for right now, but I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. Lucky enough, I actually got another Rigwald Savagery, which is fantastic, because mine was corrupt. And, I mean, I got the attack speed. The flat damage is pretty bad, but hey, I got attack speed. I have no idea what I would use that character on, but having it is pretty nice. I dropped a Mind of the Council while farming on my brand character. Like, I love Power Siphon, but I kind of feel like a ton of people are playing it right now. But I don't know. I still might play it. You never know. But as of right now, I have no plans on playing it. Got a decent pair of gloves, and while doing some 3-to-1s, I got not one, but 2 life taps, which is amazing because I absolutely need them for several characters. I was doing a bunch of 3-to-1s because at this point, like, I've been farming for this cluster jewel for a long time, and there's no signs of me getting it. So I really kind of wanted to roll another character because I really desperately need a strong character to farm ritual. It doesn't necessarily have to do a ton of damage. I just need it to not die. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten anything. I'm kind of just waiting to see if I get one support gem for any one of the 4 characters I'm looking to roll. And if I get that support gem, I'm probably just going to instantly reroll. Outside of the cluster jewel and the support gems, I'm really not looking for anything. So it kind of came out of nowhere, but I was just looking at all the uniques I had, and I decided to reroll. I am playing a Glacial Hammer Slayer. I am using the Frost Breath combined with Lycosidae, or however it's pronounced, the Spider Shield. Leveling this character, so if you know me, you know that I like to level using the skill as soon as I can. Glacial Hammer for Act 1 through 3 was awful. Absolutely awful, and I had uniques. Like, don't get me wrong, the damage was there, I was blowing stuff up, but it just felt so bad. So bad, but after like Act 4 or so, I started getting more strike stuff, and granted, I could have rushed the strike stuff sooner and it probably would have made it a lot better, but man, I was just having a rough time. I also opted to not use Blood Rage while leveling, just because it was killing me, so I definitely could have optimized the run a lot, but to be fair, Glacial Hammer is not exactly the greatest leveling skill, but like I said, after Act 4, it started feeling incredible. I was constantly just perma-freezing bosses for the axe. Everything was just dying. I almost never died. I only really died in the first couple acts, just doing really stupid stuff. And then after that, I died because I clicked on the ore. Clicking on the ore when you're squishy is a terrible idea. I ended up getting through the campaign at a pretty decent speed, I would say. 5 hours and 30 minutes, and I died 9 times, which is a little embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as my league starter, mind you, but still. I ended up getting a support gem that I desperately needed. I got a cold penetration, which is fantastic. And I got myself a little exalted orb, so I figured I might as well slam my amulet. and it hit pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a crazy exalt, but this character is definitely struggling with resist right now. I actually have a Dark Ray Vectors. Wow, I got a Kirak in my first map. I have a Dark Ray Vectors, but I literally cannot use them because I don't have enough resistance. So if I can get enough res on like my rings, amulets, and rings and my belt, I could switch to that, which will give me +1 frenzy charge, which is massive. And I think if and or when I get to the point I can wear Dark Ray Vectors, I'll probably switch my Uber Lab Ascendancy once I get it. That way I can have 6 endurance charges because that'll feel amazing. I mean, even now having 5 endurance charges would feel great, but I really just don't want to keep, hey, an incursion. I really just don't want to keep managing, like, I know it'll only be like once every 20 seconds if I take the power or the charge mastery, but even then, just doing the war cry just feels weird. It feels clunky. I mean, not if you're doing it to like exert your attacks or whatever, but just doing it for the endurance charges just kind of feels weird for me. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I'll probably end up doing it anyway. I really haven't done a lot of harvest this league. I've blocked it for pretty much the entire league. And even while doing that, I still have a ton of oil. And thanks to the harvest rerolls, I have pretty amazing oil stockpiled. I don't really need anything expensive or fancy for this character. Maybe way down the line, but not for now. Hey, it's actually a usable jewel. I mean, I need to regal it, but still. So far, the Slayer maps pretty well. I pretty much never die. Every once in a while, there's a really tanky rare that takes me an extra couple, 3 or 4 seconds. Gonna throw a regal on real quick, and it was trash. Okay, moving on. Anyway, though, I corrupted it because why not? Already, this character feels significantly better than the Hierophant, but to be fair, the only reason that is the Hierophant doesn't have Prolif. If it was Prolifing that freeze so Herald Device could blow stuff up, it would feel way better. The first temple I finished on this character actually had a double gem corruption, which is a little unfortunate because I really wanted to run that temple, so now I have to wait. I got an auto exertion, which is great, which can automate one of my war cries. I found out very quickly because I don't read because I'm an idiot that the war cry doesn't actually give you the buff if you automate it. So like you can't actually automate the enduring cry or anything like that. It's more so for offensive ones, but no big deal. Oh, I got it. I got the cluster. Okay, so all I need now is blast freeze. How rare is blast freeze? We are going to find out. So I've been pretty unlucky with this jewel. You know, it's been so long since I've ever really crafted cluster jewels. I know I've said this a few times this season, but I just really want to stress the fact that I really haven't gotten to use them. My God, did I forget how expensive it is to craft your own cluster jewels, which is of course my only option because I'm on SSF, and I have a bad feeling that I'm going to delete my entire stash multiple times over just trying to get that node, but we'll see. Uh, the Katarina dropped trash, as you saw, but I got a bunch of cartography scarabs, which are never bad. Got some fractures here, which granted aren't the greatest on Ruthless, but you never know, you can get something cool. But I did not, they were all trash. I was just doing Einar to enchant one of my flasks, and I realized I had a boss fight. I got the Talons, which are actually nice for leveling. I mean, they're not crazy or anything like that, because they're level 59, so you can't use them very early. But I mean, they're still really nice. I'm pretty happy to have them. I got a memory, which is great. Unfortunately, I forgot to Maven witness it because I'm an idiot. But it was probably for the best because it was an onslaught map, and I died 0 times to the boss, but 4 times just walking through the map. Oh my god. That is probably the best Ruby ring I've ever dropped. That is, granted, the implicits were trash, so that's probably not true, but the mods were great. I, for the first time, failed the Cortex without ever seeing the boss. It was Turbo, Onslaught, and Crit, and I had no chance. Every time I walked, I would just get deleted. It was awful. But, you know, moving on from the bad times, I did drop a unique map that I needed. At first, I tried killing it on my glacial hammer, but that was a nightmare. I couldn't do anything. So, of course, I switched over to the Trapper and absolutely decimated her. I hate that map so much, but if you have a trap character, it's no problem. Got my Uber Lab done, so I went over here and took Overwhelm for the base crit of my weapon to be 8%. I don't know how much value that really is, and like I said earlier, I'm almost certainly going to swap it over so I can have 6 endurance charges, or maybe even 5 if I can ever switch to the boots. And I think even just having the 5 endurance charges is going to feel pretty incredible. I mean, there are other things I could do, like I could take that node on the tree that gives you endurance charges when you're hit, but it's such a big investment on points. I don't know if I'm going to do that. As you see, I'm deleting a ton of currency. I haven't even seen the mod. If it just hits that mod, that's all I need. I just need the freeze prolif, nothing else. It'll be good enough. I'll be very happy. Got a wanderlust so I can level even more characters, which you know I'm going to do. And we hit level 80. I hit level 80 on this character, just to give you some perspective, roughly 3 hours and 18 minutes faster than on the Hierophant. I got the level 80 just below 10 hours. I think it was like 12 hours or something like that for the Hierophant, 12:30, 12:20, something like that. So yeah, this character is leveling very quickly, and I'm enjoying it. Alva was very kind to me and gave me a Fortify support. I was thinking about taking Fortify on the tree, but I could save 5 points just to use the gem. Obviously, it's going to be... Hey, urgent orders, I need that. Obviously, it's going to be less damage, but I'm completely fine with that. I can do a lot with 5 points. Anyway, I didn't really have anything to double crop, so I threw it on Molten Shell. I got nothing, which is completely fine. And we got the Night Fight again. I face tanked everything. Absolutely everything. Granted, it's only a level 78 zone, so like I'm not patting myself on the back here or anything like that, but this character is very defensive. I'm really looking forward to see what happens when it levels up. Hopefully it will be strong enough to do like tier 14 plus, but I don't know. We'll see. And say goodbye to all my currency. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 81, 31% of the way to 82. This character is fantastic. I love this build so far. The Chaos Res is really nice. Granted, it's because I have 2 Amethyst rings. It's kind of funny, like, I obviously want to use the Lion's Eye Vision for a real build that can actually use it. But for now, just having a 6-link body armor with 2,000 armor, it's pretty fantastic. Granted, I know you're probably looking at 3,800 armor and being like, yo, that's trash. And it is. I would just like to point out my gloves and my helmet are evasion bases, which, you know, I could just go down here and take iron reflexes, which honestly I might do. But once I hit level, what is it, 84? Yeah, once I hit 84, I have this, and this is going to bring me some pretty great joy. I actually can't slam this. For some reason, I thought I could, but I definitely cannot. But I am not complaining. That is a ton of life, some really nice armor, a bunch of resist that I need. It's going to be a good time. And of course, you know, strength just helps overall. I was thinking about switching over to a Blizzard Crown for damage, but it would make me way squishier. But I'm not going to lie to you, I still might do it. I would like to get a higher eye level, though. This one's pretty bad. Here is the monster itself. I am fairly certain that it can roll the mod. I usually don't like to look stuff up, but I don't know. I might end up looking it up, but I'm pretty sure it can roll the mods. I'm going to look up the wiki. I'm sure it's going to say that I can roll it, and I'm just getting really unlucky, but who knows. Anyway, though, my currency is looking great, except for, you know, these, because I'm wasting all of them. I have a ridiculous amount of armor scraps. I have some good fusings sitting around. I got some chisels saved up. I keep doing the chisel recipe. It's so worth it, especially since we're getting so many blacksmith whetstones basically for free. I love this league mechanic. The only sad thing is I can't actually enchant my weapon, which, I mean, obviously, you know, if you use a unique, there's got to be a downside, but man, could you imagine? Could you just imagine? But I'm not going to complain. I love this build. It's really fun to play. I'm missing a lot of supports. I'm missing Ice Bite. I'm missing Multi-Strike. Well, I guess I'm not missing a lot. On top of that, like, for my auras right now, I'm using Skitterbots. I'm using Herald of Ice. I mean, I use Vitality, but it doesn't really do a lot. I think if I got Determination, I'd probably switch to Determination, but I'm not certain if I would. No matter what, though, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I love this character. It's just really chill, and even if I don't get any auras, I'm pretty happy with my current setup. I just really need a multi-strike, and I really need an Ice Bite. Anyway, I'm just going to keep grinding on this character. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.